Hello everyone, welcome to Coding Techniques again. Today I'm going to start a new series of Ionic UI. Yes, designing the Ionic UI, I'm going to start a new series of it where I'm going to teach you how to design some cool and very interesting stuffs using Ionic. And I'm going to start off with the coupons UI. So what is a coupons UI? Basically, which you can see it on the screen. This is the design that we are going to build today, and you can use this design anywhere you want. You can use it in your e-commerce application, you can use it in your food delivery application, wherever you are using a cart system or anywhere else you can use it. Okay, so let's get started with today's video. So as you can see here, I have already created a new project which I have named it as coupon app, in which I have just removed all the designing stuff because it was a blank project. It was easy to do it. And I have given a title of apply coupon, which is up and running here using the command ionic serve. Okay. Now in the TS file, I have already passed few things and I'm going to show you right now what exactly it is. So I have given a order total property, which I have just set the value of $1,000. And then I have passed the currency. This is an Indian rupee currency. You can change it directly from here, because we are going to build this dynamically, okay, so that you don't need to worry about making the changes inside the UI once again. Okay, so that is what we are going to achieve. Yes, and the main part is this coupons array. Yes, this coupon array holds the data that we are going to fill in dynamically, and where you will find the code, discount, whether it is in percentage or directly a flat discount, then some description if you want to pass, and then whether it is active or inactive, this particular coupon, and you can have the expiry date and time. Okay, I have just given any date and time. We will change it later on if needed. So minimum order amount and up to how much discount you want to give. So these are the fields that I have set. You can just change it as per your requirement. Now I have prepared 3 objects of it. Okay, for the time being we will add some more, I think. Let's check it out. But before running the dynamic part, we need to design the basic level thing. So I'm going to show you how exactly we are going to prepare our design in this particular video. So at first, let me look at the design here. So there are 3 layers basically. One is this particular layer that we are going to design at first, because the label that is being given here is till date. Okay, so we need to design it in that particular manner. Then there are holes also, which we need to figure it out how we can achieve that. Then we will jump into this particular section, which is simpler because we have already designed many a times. I think it will be done within an iron item only. And this particular stuff, well, we can achieve it pretty easily with the help of iron row or something like that. And this is a button. If you click on that, right now we are not going to work with that, but if you want to work with it, definitely you are on. Okay. So this is what we are going to achieve. And at first I'm going to start with this particular design. Okay, where we are going to just make the holes here and pass the label to be given. Okay, so let's start with this thing. Now in order to start, I first need to make sure that I have a card here, because you can see this is popping up. Okay, and this design is mostly found in iron card, so we have to use an iron card here. That is the first step that we need to follow within our iron content. So what am I going to do here is, let me have a div, because I need to wrap the whole card within a div. That's gonna be fine because we will be looping it later on. Okay, so we can loop the card also if your question is that, but still I want to keep it within a div so that we can give an ng if condition also if needed. All right, so I'm just going to have an iron card here, and within the iron card, in order to achieve the first part, I'm going to do that within an iron row here, and within which I'll have an iron column of size 1. Okay, because the whole stuff I'm going to divide it in rows and columns. So there will be, I think, 2 columns is proper for us. So we are going to work in that particular manner. Now the first column will hold the circles and other stuff that we need in this particular manner, the tilted manner. This is the design that we are going to achieve here in column 1. So let's get working with that in our iron column, in which I am going to work with the iron label, where let me pass 20% off. Okay, now you can see here, as soon as I gave 20% off, it is coming in this particular manner. So we cannot definitely show it in this manner. It is not visible properly what exactly it is. Okay, so we're going to design that up. But before that, let me wrap it in a strong tag or a B tag you can use, but I'll use strong tag to make it bold. Okay, in this manner. Let me break it down because we are going to pass it dynamic later on. Okay, now it's fine. Now to this ion column, I'm going to pass a class here with which I will work because we are going to use another columns or something. So I don't want them to mix it up. That is why I'm just passing a class which I named it as offer. You can like name anything you want. Now let's go to the CSS and work with that here. So within the ion card, I have an ion row here, within which I have an ion column in which the class is offer. You can directly pass dot offer also, but I'm just passing ion column dot offer because I want the offer class to be available only for this particular ion column. Nowhere else it can be used. Okay, that is why. If you don't want that, you can simply remove this particular part and you're still good to go. Now within our ion column, I have my ion label. And within the ion label, I'm going to pass writing mode vertical LR. That means vertical left to right. Okay. So you can see it is changed. And you can give RL also if you want to, right to left flow direction. But I just want LR only. That's pretty okay. Now we have achieved it in an inclined way, or I would say tilted way, but the direction is different. So I need to just rotate it. Now, in order to rotate this, I need to rotate in 180 degree. So what am I going to do? I'm just going to pass rotate in Z direction and I'm going to transform that. Now you will see that this is rotated. Okay. But still this is not at the center, I think. So in order to do that, to this particular column, let me pass display to be flex and position to be relative. Now I'll just give few more design to my ion label, that is the font size, and along with that the letter spacing also I'm just going to pass to be able to visible properly. Okay, now you can see it is bigger and much better in fact. Now the next thing I'm going to work with is this particular circles here. Okay, so in order to work with that particular circles, I'll show you how this can be done because this is not an easy task to do it. We just need to play with the CSS at first. And for doing that up, I'll go to the HTML and after this ion label, I'll simply pass here 4 divs because there were 4 circles there. Okay. So in this particular manner, and I'm going to give a class of circle 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. This is what I have passed here. Now still you can't see anything. I'll go to the CSS once again. I need to give a background color to this particular ion column here, and this will be my background, which I have just given a linear gradient color here, which is looking like this, but the primary color is blue here, so I think the red color will look better. Let me pass a red color here in this way. Okay, now I think it will look better. Yeah, it's kind of fine to work with, okay, for the time being, because the color here is darker of the text. I need to make it white color, so I'll just go to the HTML and make the color of ion label to be white color. I need to wrap it up in this way. Okay, I have given it in raw place. That should be passed at the top here. Now it's fine. Well, actually we don't have any white color directly, so what am I going to do? Let me just remove it from here and I'll go to the SCSS and to the ion label. Let me pass a color of FFF. Okay, this will solve our problem. There you go, it is solved. Now we have all the proper CSS here. Do you see any circles as of now? I don't think you see there. So in order to look into the circles one, we need to play around with the CSS here. So in order to view those circles, what am I going to do? After this ion label, I'm going to pass some CSS to all the 4 circles here one by one, means in each of them this will be the common stuff that you are going to see. Display is flags and flags direction is column because we are going to arrange it in a column manner. Now I have given a background of white color. Okay, then height and width of 8 pixel and border radius of 50% so that it becomes a circle. Okay, then I've given a position to be absolute and made on the left side -4 pixel, and you will see why I'm doing that. But before that, in order to look into this, I need to make the ion content color of light, okay, so that we will be able to see where exactly our circles are. I don't see it right now also. Now just look at it. I'm just watching it in the elements one, and this is our circle 1, this is circle 2 here, 3 and 4 all in one place, okay, but it is still not visible. So we need to tackle that out, why it is not visible here. Okay, there is no white color, so I'm just forgetting that. Directly FFF will do. Now you can see the color is showing up, alright, because I always create a white color in our variables.scss, that is why I was giving that, but in this way also it's fine. Alright, so if I don't give this left to 4, you will see what happens now. You see, this is the ideal place that it will be by default, and if I give left 4, this is going to come towards the left side, okay, because I've given in negative way. Alright, hope it's clear to you. You can just try it out on your own. Now, since all the circles are in one place, we need to align them properly, right? As all of them are in a circular position and along with that in a column way, right? So it's easier for us to align it now. Now, in order to align that, it's pretty simple actually. I just need to play around with each class differently here by giving this top to in percentage and transform that in y direction. That's the only thing you need to do and you are good to go. Let me align it properly. All right, great. So if you don't align this up in this way, then what will happen is it will still be at its own position. I need to just move it towards the top, okay, because I'm giving top to be 20%. So this is how I'm playing around with the CSS here in order to achieve this particular circles, half circles or semicircle you can say. Now this design is almost similar to our design here, right, which you can see, correct? But the content, once we provide the whole content, it's going to get bigger and it's going to look better. Let's achieve that now. So let me minimize it, and don't worry about this transitions, we are going to work with that later on. So the basic design is being done here. Now we need to fill up the content, before which I'll go to the HTML here and work with that. So I'm going to create another iron column here, and this time the size of it will be the remaining one, that will be 11, okay. So all total we have 12 size maximum, and one I have already given 11, the rest 11 will be given to our content now. So now it's time to work with this particular stuff here, okay. So this can be done easily with our iron item 1, because we have slot end here, then label can be passed here, and this can be achieved using the p tag. So let's do that up. I'm going to have an iron item within this in this way, okay, and within this let me pass a label here, where let me pass try new, and a p tag will be passed. This will be my p tag, where I'm going to have an iron text. If I need to change the color directly, I can do that. And within the iron text, well, I'm going to pass a description, not exactly the description that is being given here in our TypeScript one, because this description you can pass it somewhere else. I think according to the design we need to pass something else here. We need to calculate what is the remaining value. All right, so we need to like add, subtract items from our total item that to get that, whether you need to add some more data in order to reveal this particular or avail this particular coupon or not. So I'm going to just tackle that later on. Let me pass the text there directly. So I'm going to go to the HTML here, and within this let me pass save, then our currency will be passed. So currency, let's say 100 on this order. All right, there you go, it is showing up. Finally, we need an iron button within an iron item. So iron button, within which I'm just going to pass apply, okay, and we need to pass few things here, like fill will be clear, slot will be end, color will be primary, or let me give danger color because I need the red color according to our design. Yeah, that's better. And we can make it bold also using this strong attribute. So strong, set it to true, and it will become bold, okay. So this is looking better now. Just match it with the design here, okay, this particular one, and it's quite similar. right? But the color part, well, you can work with that also. You can pass a color here to the ion text. We pass it color to be success, green color one. There you go. It is showing up. That's great. So this is achieved. Now I need to give a dash border bottom. So in order to work with that, I need to go to the SCSS, apply that up. So in the SCSS one, what am I going to do? After this ion column, let me minimize it. I will work with another ion column, and within that the ion item. Okay, and after the ion label, we can work with the other CSS, but in the ion item, I'm just going to pass this particular CSS border bottom of 1 pixel dashed and medium color dash border I have just given. This looks nice, right? According to our design, it's almost matching here, correct? That's great. Now for this dark color, we can simply work with that later on. For the timing, let me minimize it and work with the other stuff here. So, but before moving to that, let me design this particular part also, the ion label part. I think that would be better. So what am I going to do? I'm just going to give a font size of 1 rem and a margin top of 5 pixels so that there will be some margin between these two. Okay. Then to the ion text, I've given a font size of 0.8 rem. And if you match it now, it's much better, but these two are bold. Okay, so I need to make it bold here. What am I going to do now? To the ion label, I'm just going to give font weight to be bold in this manner. Now it's going to match up, correct? That's great. So we are almost there. Few more stuff is left. Now the last part that we need to work with in our HTML is an ion row within this ion column here. So I'm just going to have an ion row, to which let me pass some margin top here. So ion margin top, I'm just going to pass this particular predefined class, within which I'm going to do everything within an ion column once again of size 12. And here I'll have a div within which I'm just going to pass the description. So let me just copy one of the descriptions from our TS file. Let it be the second one. Let's take the first one only. So this particular one, I'm just going to copy it and let me paste it here in this way. All right. Now finally, I need another column of size 12 because that will be in another line in which I need to just work with an ion button in order to finish our design part. So within this, I'm just going to pass few properties. These are the ones or attributes you can say. Okay. And within this, I'm going to have an ion icon whose name will be add. All right. And the slot of it will be start so that it appears on the starting position of the button name. So we are going to give the button name as more here. This will be the button name and it's going to appear in this way, right? Now the color of it in iOS, it shows the primary color. We are going to pass the, I think which color? For the time being, let me just pass medium color. I'm going to change it later on, I think. All right. So the design is almost similar, right, to this particular one, but still we need to make a lot of things to work properly. Now, still this is not in a proper direction, but at least it is stretched. So we are going to work with all of it right now. Let's get going with that. And this part will also be conditional. That is why I just gave 20% off the first one, but I'm just using the whole stuff of the second one. So I'm just going to show you all of it, how it can be achieved now. But let's first fix up our design part. In the SCSS file, after the ion item, let me align it properly. Okay, now it's fine. After the ion item, I'm going to work with the ion row. This is my design for the ion row here. Okay. Within which I have the ion column. I've given padding top to be 0 and bottom to be 0. Then within the div, I have given margin left, right, so that this particular stuff is aligned properly here. Okay, because for the ion item, we already have some default padding and margin, which sets up the whole design. But in a div, we don't have that much of a thing. So I'm just aligning it so that it is aligned in a single line properly, right? Okay, now I've given color also to this particular div here. So we can remove the colors that we have given for our button also, because I am passing dim gray color. I think that will look much better here. So to this particular button, what color I gave, medium one, I'm just going to remove it because dim gray will look little darker one. Okay, so this is fine. Now let's scroll towards the top and see what else we can do. First of all, to the iron card, let me pass margin to be 0. In fact, to our div, we can pass some margin. Or should I keep it? I think that's gonna be fine. Let's keep it. It's not looking that bad. Now, in order to align this particular text to the center, I'm going to use here align items to be center. Okay, to center it vertically and to center it horizontally, we will be using justify content to be center. Okay, now it is at the center of all. All right, so this is done. So the designing part is achieved here. I just need to change the colors, okay, in order to make it much better. So in order to change those colors, I need to play around with that. So in the iron text, I'm just going to remove those colors, or I can change it in the variable.scss, but we'll check that out later on. For the time being, this is the design that we are looking for, right? And we have achieved the same here. So now it's time to make this data dynamic here. And actually data is dynamic, but we need to make the design also to be dynamic here. So let's start working with that part now. And in order to start with that, what I need to do here is, with this div, I'm going to play around for the ng for loop. Now, either you can loop this card now or div. So if you're working with the more button and you want some more design, definitely a div will be better. So I'm just going to loop it up in a div, but if you want, you can pass it in a card one also. So I'm just going to go for ng for let coupon of coupons. Okay, that's what I'm going to use here. And in order to use ng4, I need to have common module to be imported here because I'm using the standalone one, not the ng module. So if you're using ng module here and you don't have the standalone to be true in your TS file, then you're simply good to go. You don't need to focus on anything else. But if you don't have that, simply pass common module here, import it, that's it. And your error will go away. You will be able to use everything properly. Now, I think I have all coupons here. I'll change it to coupons actually. Coupons. Fine. Now, I think it will be better. So I have 3 coupons as of now. It's showing up pretty nicely here. And I'm going to change all the stuff one by one. So let's start with this particular one. Now, instead of this particular one, I'm just going to pass coupon percentage. Okay. If it exists, if percentage exists, then I'm just going to show discount and add percentage off. Otherwise, I'm just going to pass the currency here, not exactly in this particular manner, but in fact as a string. So I'm just going to pass here currency. Okay, I can directly add that up. Currency plus coupon discount. So it's going to show up directly, as you can, which you can see here, right? The currency is appended, so we are able to see that properly now. That's great. All right. Or you can just pass in like, okay, I'll add some more thing here, like rupees 100 off. That would look better. Off. All right. So this gives a clear picture what exactly you will get with this particular coupon. Okay. So this is achieved. You can see everywhere it is different. That's great. Now, the next thing is we need to work with the main data here. So this is going to be coupon code, coupon question mark dot code. Now you can see the code is changed everywhere. Now this particular stuff, I'll just work with that in some time. Let me just start working with this particular one. So within this div, I'm going to have this particular dynamic data in which I'll just pass the description. Along with that, I'm just going to check the minimum order amount that was available into our data. If it is available, then I'm just going to pass this particular stuff here. Otherwise, on all orders, that is what I'm going to pass with the minimum amount. That means there is some minimum amount that is available or not. That is what it is being tracked. And in order to understand it more, you can just check this particular stuff. After the description is done, maximum discount, how much? 200 rupees. That is coming from the up to one. Okay. Now, where is this minimum amount? Okay. On orders above. Okay. 20% off on orders above 499. That is what it is showing. Otherwise, on all orders that is being shown here. Okay. But it is coming up twice actually, which I don't want. So how do we fix that up? I'll go to the TypeScript one and look into the description here. So flat 100% off on all orders. So if I just remove this particular stuff here, it's going to be coming only once. All right, so that's how you can play around with the data. Or you can simply remove this particular stuff here. You can keep it as empty. If there is no minimum order, you can just simply pass the description and you're good to go. All right, so this part is clear, I think, and more button is the same. I don't need to make any changes here, so everything is good to go now. So it's time to work with the functionality of it. Whether do we need to save some, we'll save some money, or we need to add some more data or some more amount to our total in order to achieve this particular coupon or get this particular coupon to be working. So in order to work with that, what am I going to do? Let me change again this particular one to be all coupons, and I'm going to create another coupons array in this way. Okay, so there won't be any error now, I think. Do we get any? Well, actually we do. So I need to pass of type any array. Now the error will go away because it can take any type, any kind of data. Now I'll just scroll down. Let me just minimize it. And in my constructor, or should I use ng on init will be better. Implements on init. All right, import it from @angular/core. And after doing that, I can simply use ng on init in this way, where I'm going to apply some functionality. And after that, I'm going to set the coupons array. Now, I'll create a function here at first. Let me just pass it directly. This will be my function. There, I'm not using any model here. I'll just remove it. Let me give it of type any. Now, get saved amount. So I'm just going to check here. At first, I have just created a variable called a, which I've set it to 0 value. And then I'm checking if the minimum order amount, if it is available. If it is available, then I'm just going to get the total order amount that we are already passing here. Okay, and subtracting it from the minimum order amount. Well, whatever value I get, if it is less than 0, then I'm simply returning that particular amount, because definitely if it is less than the minimum order amount, then definitely there is a shortage of that particular amount. Okay, that is why I'm just returning it up. Otherwise, I'll just go ahead and check for if percentage off is there. That means I need to like subtract and get the how much I'm going to save it. That is how I'm going to get the amount. So percentage, I'm just checking if it is available. Then this will be the one that I'm just going to apply. This dot order total multiplied by the percentage discount that I will be getting on that particular order total. Okay, that is what I'm just doing. Otherwise, I will simply have the discount as my amount that I will be saving. All right. And finally, if there is some up to discount also, then I will check if the amount that is coming out of it, if it is like greater than equals to the up to amount, then I'll simply pass the up to discount one. Okay. Otherwise, the amount will be passed directly. So basic conditions I have applied in order to get the actual amount that needs to be, that I'll be saving using this particular coupon, or I need some more amount to be passed, to be added in order to get this particular coupon working for us. So this is the function that I have prepared, and now in our ng on it, I'm going to use that. So let me create a constant called coupons here of type any array, which will be set to initially this dot all coupons. Okay, and I'm going to map this particular coupons here. But before that, I'm just simply going to check if coupons length, just to be on the safe side, I'm just checking it out. If it is greater than 0, then only I'm just going to perform this particular functionality, that is actually mapping it up in order to get our saved amount in this particular manner, because this is returning the amount here. Okay, and this particular amount, I'm just going to keep it in coupons.save. That is another property which I have just prepared here. All right, and finally returning the amount which will be stored in this particular coupons array, which we have prepared it here. Okay, now mapping helps us in this particular manner. And finally, I am setting up my coupons actual array, which will be displayed on the screen, and I'm making a copy of it by using the spread operator of this coupons array and passing it into the main array in this particular manner. Okay, so now you will see that everywhere. Okay, how much you are saving? Okay, I haven't changed that actually. I need to change that up. So I'll be just working with that now. Let's get back to our HTML and start working with that. So where was it? This is the one. I need to change it. And in fact, in this particular one also, I have not passed the currency actually. So I need to just pass the currency here. Let me pass it, currency. And then there was a space, not really. All right, anywhere else? Yes, here also. I just need to pass the currency in this way. Anywhere else am I missing? Let me check it properly. Well, I don't think so, except in the description. Okay, nowhere else I think I'm fine. All right, good to go. Now I just need to change this particular stuff here. So it's going to be a long one. Let me just paste it and I'm going to explain you right now. So I'm just checking coupon.saved. If it is greater than 0, greater than equals to 0, then I'm just going to pass this particular one. Save, just change this once again. It's gonna be currency. All right. So save this much amount on this order. Otherwise, if it is less than 0, then add again currency, add this much amount, because it is a negative, so I'm just multiplying with -1 to make it positive, because to show the negative value in the screen. Okay, so this, it will become positive. So this much more to avail this offer, you need to amount that is coming up. I think no, not actually, because we have met the actual requirement. Now if I just, like, what was the minimum order value? 499. If I just have this order value to be, let's say 400, what comes up now? Add 99 more to avail this offer, add 600 more to avail this offer, and add save 100 on this order. So this is how it is coming up. But now we need to work around with the colors of it, because we need to show actual colors here. For doing that, well, the TypeScript part is done. I don't need to do anything here. So I'll just close it, and we just need to work with the HTML and CSS. So first of all, I need to work with the, which one? Well, the coupon is fine, coupon code is fine, but this particular one, not the color success, actually, I need to change it as per the saved value. So if it is in negative, then the medium color will show up, otherwise the success color will show up. We just see here, this is in -1, medium color, and this is the green color one. Okay, that is coming up. Fine, that is okay. So what next I need to work around with? And you can see this is looking similar to the one that we just passed it here, right? Great. Now what next? We need to play around with the button color also. So I'll just pass, instead of this danger color, let me just pass color to danger if it is greater than 0, otherwise medium color will be passed. And you can make it disabled also if it is like less than 0, because even if you click on it, it won't do any functionality. That will look better. Now you see this is looking much better. That's great. So this part is done. The only thing that is left is this particular one. So in order to work with that, I need to go to the SCSS here and work with this SCSS, I think. So what am I going to do? I just need to change the background color here. And for doing that, so let me just remove it for the time being. And within the iron row, I'm just going to pass two classes here. One is the amount insufficient and amount saved. So this particular color will come towards the top here. All right, in this way. So I'm just passing a linear gradient to right side, and that is how it is coming up. But if the amount is insufficient, then I'm just going to pass the medium color, and I'm going to remove this background color from it. All right, that's the only thing we need to do, and we are good to go. So these two classes, I need to pass it in the particular offer column 1. So let's work with that now. Now, in order to do that, in my iron column, I'm just going to work with the ng class here. So this is how we are going to use it. Now let me just break it down so that you can understand it properly. I passed a class already of offer, and this ng class here, where I have passed amount saved, only if, means this class will work if this condition is satisfied. Otherwise, means not otherwise, I've just given a comma and I've passed another class. This class will work if it is in -1. So this is how you can pass in ng class the conditions and the classes here. Okay. Now you see the exact amount, the exact design that we we are looking for, we have achieved the same one, correct? The theme here is different, don't worry. I will cover up the theme part in a later uh, lecture, I think. But the basic design that we saw here is same as this particular one, except this color. I just want to change this green color here. So I'll just have that particular one. But before that, let me just check everything. And in fact, one more thing I can do, instead of passing here this unalign center and justify center, I think iron text will also just check it out. Iron text center. Just look at this. This is also work the same part. So this is how you can like try with all the designing part which you need to work with. Now, what was I telling you? Yeah, we need to change this particular color. So I'll just go to the variables.scss. All right. And I will simply change one of the colors, or should I change the whole color here? I think I should change the whole color here. So what am I going to do? Let me pass another color here, which will be 006600. That's what the color I'm just going to pass a little darker. Okay, now it is showing up properly here. That's in fact great. So this is how you can play around with the designing part. And I'm going to show you one more interesting thing. If you want a dollar one, you can simply go to the TypeScript one. Okay. And instead of this, if I just pass dollar here, you will see the dollar symbol everywhere, mostly. Okay. Dollar, dollar, dollar here, everywhere, I think, except this particular one. So you can simply search here in the main array where exactly you pass, and this particular one, if I change it to dollar, I think everywhere it will be turned to dollar symbol. So that's how you can change the currency also pretty easily, right? So this is what it needs to be done, and you can add more data here. Let me just try one more. Okay, so that the space will be filled up properly. Let me pass 4 new 20. So I'm just giving some value here. Based on that, the calculations will be done automatically. So I'm just not sure about the calculation which I'm doing as of now. But yeah, any calculations this I've given it here. And I have not worked anywhere with the expiry date. So you can simply take care of the expiry date also. And you can work around with that. So I'll just leave it as it is for the time being. You can just play around with that if you want to. So with this, we have come to the end of this particular lecture. I hope you like this particular video. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the like button and share with your friends. If you want to learn how to work with the push notification one, then click on this particular video. Or if you want to learn how to design a food delivery application, then look at this particular series. So with this, I'll wrap up this lecture here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.